Things to know. Concrete acid stain is not a concrete paint. It's nothing like a paint. Concrete acid stain works by soaking into the pores of the concrete and reacting chemically with the cement, the limes, and the minerals that are already present in the concrete and that were randomly dispersed whenever the concrete was poured. That's why you cannot tell what color the concrete will end up being by looking at the color in the bottle, nor whenever you first apply it to the concrete. Each piece of concrete will color differently and uniquely depending on what is already present in the concrete. If you take one color of acid stain and you pour it on 10 different slabs, then you'll have 10 different versions of that color. I mean, that's the beauty of acid stain.
Now, before you get to staining, you need to do a test in an out-of-the-way place, like in a closet, under an appliance, on an air conditioning pad, or you can even do it on the side of the concrete slab. Just dig it up, rinse it off, stain it, and let it dry. But whatever you do, you need to do a test because you want to make sure that it reacts properly and that it's the color you want, because acid stain is permanent.
You can add additional colors, but you will only darken the stain. You will never go lighter. The same thing goes for after you've stained it, you've allowed it to dry, and you've washed the residue off. If you want it to be darker, then you can do additional coats.
Of stain. 2 coats of stain. Don't be that guy. If you're putting on more than 1 coat of stain, you don't need to neutralize the first one. Put on your first coat, let it dry, apply the second one, then neutralize it all at once.
Oh. I knew that.
Yeah, of course.
I knew that.
Of course he did.
I knew it.
You will not know what the color is actually going to be until the full reaction time has passed and the residue, which really hides the actual color, has been washed off the surface. It is at that time that you will know what the color will be.
Here's a quick tip. If you would like to have a lighter version of the stain, then what you would do is, after you apply it, wait 2 to 3 hours, then neutralize the stain, and you have a beautiful light colored stain. But if you want it to be a darker version, then you let the stain sit overnight, next day, neutralize it, and bam, you've got a beautiful dark stain.
If you do intend to do multiple coats of stain, pretty much all standard grade acid stains require 2 coats. You do 1 coat, you let it dry, you do the second coat. Sometimes, even with an artist grade stain, even though artist grade stains only require 1 coat and artist grade stains are 1 coat applications, you'll want to highlight it, maybe with different colors, or you'll just want an overall deeper, darker color. You'll decide to do multiple coats.
Whenever you stain newer and older slabs together, one slab will likely stain lighter than the other slab. But usually, you can add another coat of stain to the lighter slab to help darken it up, to help blend them in.
After it's had its reaction time, and you come back in and you wash the residue off, while it is wet, saturated wet from the washing of the residue, that is what it will look like if you seal it with a solvent-based sealer. As it dries down and it reaches the stage that it is damp, it's not yet dry, but it's no longer saturated, it's damp, that's what it'll look like if you seal it with a water-based sealer. It is suggested and recommended that you never acid wash or use an acid etching type product on your concrete. If you acid wash the concrete, if you use an acid etching product on the concrete, then standard grade acid stains will not have the capacity to stain it any longer, and you'll not be able to stain it with standard grade stains. Artist grade stains will still stain the concrete, but even then you won't get as deep and rich a color as you otherwise would have got. So do not acid wash, do not use acid etching type products when cleaning the concrete. And that concludes the Things to Know section.
Camouflage.